Hello. Um, Today we are starting our final unit, which is Unit 14. It's the body system. Um, it consists of several parts, I think maybe through part 6. So part 1 is skeletal and muscular, and that's what we're going to work on this week. And then take it from there. You guys are in the home stretch. All right, let's get started. Okay, so just as a quick review, push pause and see if you can fill in the blanks. You are going to use words more than once, and you will not use a couple words. Okay, so welcome back. The cell is the basic unit of life. All living things are made of cells. A tissue is a group of cells with similar structure and function. An organ is made up of several tissues, and several organs work together to form an organ system. Okay, so what are organ systems? They are a group of organs that work together to perform one or more functions. So these are different organ systems: muscular, skeletal. So muscular obviously helps you move. Skeletal gives you support in movement. Circulatory, your blood flowing. Nervous system deals with responses. And then lymphatic is your immune system. On the bottom row, we have respiratory, which helps provide your cells with oxygen. Endocrine, is anything that deals with hormones. Digestive, digesting your food. Excretory, getting rid of waste. And reproductive systems. Okay, so moving right along, some tissue facts. Organs are made of tissue. Organs can be made from more than one type of tissue, and there's 4 types of tissue. You have connective tissue, which is blood, bone, fat, cartilage. Epithelial tissue, which is skin, it covers organs. Muscle tissue can be skeletal, smooth, or cardiac muscle. Nervous tissue can be brain or spinal cord. Okay, so here's a picture of the different types of muscle or different types of tissue. Okay, so I got rid of some of the pictures that we're going to see just to kind of save space. So moving down, functions of the skeletal system: they support the body, they protect your internal organs, aid in movement, store minerals, and this is the site of blood cell formation. Okay, the axial skeleton consists of the skull, the sternum, the rib cage, and the vertebral column. So it's like kind of like that main core of your body. The cranium is the thick, hard skull that protects your brain. Vertebrae is your backbone. It supports the head. It gives flexibility to the neck and back, protects the spinal cord. Rib cage protects the heart and lungs. This is just a picture of the axial skeleton compared to the appendicular skeleton, which is basically everything else. Okay, so these are the bones in the arms, hands, legs, feet, and hips. The function is to support your upper body, allow standing and walking, and protect your abdominal organs. This is no longer in your packet, so you can just kind of ignore this for a minute. There you go. Okay, so bone development begins in utero. Newborn skeleton is a mix of bone and cartilage. Ossification is the replacement of cartilage with bone. Cartilage is firm, white, flexible, connective tissue. The periosteum is the tough outer membrane of the bone, shown here. Bone marrow is the soft tissue inside the bone. You can have red marrow, which helps produce blood cells, and you can have yellow that does fat storage. Compact bone is hard, dense bone, and then which is like right underneath the periosteum. And then spongy bone is light bone that contains many spaces. That's just another picture. So we have red marrow, which produces blood cells, yellow, which is for fat storage. Okay, we have joints. Okay, so joints are the point at which two bones come together. Ligaments can connect bone to bone. Tendon connect muscle to bone. Excuse me. And the synovial fluid is the secretion that lubricates the joint and reduces wear on bones. So this is just showing you kind of a close-up. You have bone to bone in your joint. You have the synovial fluid that helps cushion, and then you have the cartilage at the end. So sometimes you hear like the cartilage has worn down, and that's when you have really uncomfortable pain in joints. Okay, so types of joints. You can have immovable joints, which is like your skull. You can have a hinge, which is a knee, elbow, and knuckle. So if you try to like, move your elbow, it hinges. Ball and socket, shoulder and hip, so you can kind of move it. Pivot, your neck pivots back and forth. Gliding, you have your wrist and your ankle. You can do like a really large range of motion with your wrist and ankle. Okay, so this is not on here anymore. Okay, so skeletal system disorders, you can have fractures, you can have joint disorders, and you can have osteoporosis. Okay, so fracture is a break in a bone type of fracture. You can have a complete fracture, where it's like a complete fracture all the way across right here. You can have an incomplete fracture, which is like a partial. You can have a closed fracture. So fracture happens and your skin still stays intact, or you can have an open fracture. My mom, when I was in, I don't know, second grade, I think, broke her leg in our kitchen, and her bone popped out of her skin. Okay, joint disorders. Okay, you can have dislocation when the bone ends are forced out of normal position. You have a sprain, which is overstretched or torn tendons and ligaments, or arthritis, which is painful and swollen joints. Okay, so moving on, we have osteoporosis, where your bones become weak and brittle due to loss of calcium. It's more common in women. It involves increased risk of fracture. It can result in pain and loss of height. That's why your grandmas look short. Okay, preventing osteoporosis, participate in weight-bearing exercise, get adequate calcium and vitamin D in your diet, don't smoke, limit alcohol and caffeine intake. Okay, so that is the skeletal part of this unit, and then tomorrow we'll talk about muscular. Have a good one.